So Wayne, full disclosure, the SV650 motor has been around a long time.
Yeah.
Suzuki's used it in a lot of platforms, and I have a real soft spot for these bikes because they're so narrow, light, nimble, torquey, just fun.
Yeah.
So full disclosure, what was your first impression when you saw this bike?
Well, yeah, I like the cafe look, and I'm glad that they stuck with the tried and true engine. Okay, that's not going to disappoint anybody. So, most cases they're going to know what they're going to get.
Yeah.
And it has been a lot of fun riding for the day and everything. So, I haven't had any major disappointments with it at all.
Yeah.
It's been good.
So your first impression when you looked at the bike, you picked it up. What did you think as you were just walking up to the machine?
Well, more commonly I ride a slightly larger motorcycle, so when I got on this, it was like, oh man, it's small.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a little bit tinier than what I'm accustomed to, but it was a lot, like for getting into the corners and stuff, you were a little bit more aggressive, and it was a lot more fun to lean it over because I don't have that fear of it going too far. So it definitely made a nice impression anyways when I walked up to it and was able to stand it up, be nice and easy, and it's nice and light, like you said, nimble and easy to move around.
So you hit the starter button, the thing lights up. What did you think of the motor?
I did like it. A twin, it's not too thumpy for you, so it's got a little bit of a rumble to it. I think everybody here today has commented on the noise from this thing. Everybody likes the sound from it, so
Yeah.
and I do too. I did do a couple extra roll-ons during the day just because I like the sound of it. So I mean, it performs that way for sure.
Yeah, it's almost addictive, that V-twin. I don't know what Suzuki's done with the pipe, but it's got a great sound.
It does. It does.
I was surprised at how far forward you're leaning and how you're like right over the front wheel.
Yeah.
But you still found that comfortable, eh?
Yes. Yeah. Initially, I was more accustomed to my seated upright position.
Yeah.
And then the longer we were on the highway, the more I realized that if you're going to be on the highway on something like this, you should take that racer sort of style stance and get a little bit closer. And it really helped out a lot with the RPMs, the speed of the bike, the stability of it was good.
Yeah.
As soon as I did that, I felt a lot even more comfortable than people would realize.
It's very narrow, and it's quite a light bike. How did you find it for handling on the back roads today?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, there was no fear of going around into the corners or anything like that. The footprint is great.
Yeah.
You could just look and go, and it was very comfortable, very confident with all the curves that we went through.
How did you like the brakes?
Good. Nice
Yeah.
feel for them. Nothing too aggressive or crazy. Never had an opportunity to try the ABS, thank goodness. But yeah, it seemed to be just fine.
There's a lot of rough roads down here in Prince Edward County, a lot of potholes. The suspension?
Not overly rough. It's no Cadillac, but I mean, it's still, it still handled the bumps fine. I didn't feel like I was going to bounce off the road at any point in time, so
Yeah.
I think it handled it pretty well.
Yeah. What about the mirrors and the instrumentation? Did it have what you needed?
The instrumentation's fine. It's very basic.
Yeah.
But then again, you're not buying a cafe racer to have all the luxuries of the world either. So I mean,
Right.
I think it's fine the way it is. It's great that it's a digital display. It actually has a gas gauge. That's handy. One of the things that I did notice when I first picked this up the other day was the mirrors.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody that drives a super sport or anything like that in this sort of genre of bike, first thing they complain about, you don't look in your mirrors because the only thing you see is your elbows.
Right.
Nothing but all the cars behind me in these ones. I could see fine behind me. There was no issues with me blocking it at all. So I
Right.
was pretty happy about that.
Good visibility.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would change if you owned this bike? Or anything you didn't like, or anything that bothered you?
Nothing really bothered me, no. If it was mine for personality wise, I'd probably put the mirrors on the bar ends like they used to do before. Because as I said, when you're on the highway and you're in that tucked position,
Yeah.
in order to see in the mirrors, you have to sit up.
Right.
And that's the one thing. So I kind of understand better now why they put them on the bar ends, because they were like right there in your eye line. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's about the only thing.
What's the one lasting impression? What's the one thing that you like the most about the bike?
It's kind of a tough question. I liked it so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I probably my number one thing would have been the exhaust.
Yeah.
The sound of it, the sound of the engine, and that when you hit that RPM and you're going and you're like, yeah, okay.
So you've gone from riding like a 600 RR Super Sports, extreme sport bike for the street. Now you're on a large displacement adventure bike. Could you see having something like this in your garage just for playing around?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, if I had the space, I'd probably park one in there.
Nice. Well, it looked like you had a little bit of fun there today.
Oh, for sure.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me out.
Good job.